Jim says you blast out of the station and go from 0 to 60 to upside down in the first 3.5 seconds. Whoa! And that then you plummet back towards the earth and feel like you're totally going to graze your feet on the ground. Whee! That you shoot back up in the air and loop upside down again before you're convinced you're going to hit the tracks of the voyage. Woo! And that the next time you twist upside down, that's 3 so far if you're counting, Jim says, then you fly through the barn where you feel like... Well, I can't very well repeat that on the radio. Oh, look, here comes Jim's wife and kids.
Bring your family to ride on Thunderbird. You can get great discounts at holidayworld.com, and we're closer than you think. You might even say, within screaming distance.
Free soft drinks, free parking, free sunscreen.
When you hear the phrase, the hardest working real estate agent you'll ever meet, you know it's the Elizabeth Monarch Group of Keller Williams Realty Louisville. But don't take our word for it. Listen to the words of her actual clients, like repeat customer Jean Ann of Louisville.
Elizabeth went above and beyond for us. She not only helped us buy our first house, but we also used her to help us sell that first house and buy our dream house. She really is the hardest worker I've ever met.
Elizabeth Monarch knows our neighborhoods. Just ask Allison of St. Matthews.
We were from out of state and clueless. She found us our perfect house, and 4 years later, when we wanted to sell it, Elizabeth sold it in less than a week.
And Elizabeth Monarch really cares.
My wife and I felt as if Elizabeth was family after just a few meetings.
Any time of year is a good time to buy or sell with Elizabeth Monarch Group of Keller Williams Louisville. Search for all homes online at elizabethmonarchgroup.com.
My name's Alex, and I'm a senior at Christian Academy. I like that I can grow academically and spiritually at the same time with so many people at Christian Academy. You're really challenged to make your faith your own and to choose it instead of blindly labeling yourself a Christian. There's nothing like Christian Academy because we have such a strong community of athletes, of intellectuals, artists, musicians. I never pictured myself being an actor or on stage, and I ended up getting a lead role, and it was one of the best things I think I've ever done in my entire life. It was so fun. Spirit is incredible at football games and stuff. We always have huge crowds. I just feel like I've formed a bond. I definitely think Christian Academy has prepared me for college because I've been able to take AP courses where I've gotten college credit that I can already use. If this sounds like something you're looking for, just give us a call and schedule a tour, or you can check out our website. I would thank my parents over and over again for letting me attend Christian Academy because I think it's the best high school experience that I could have.
In Shakespeare's play, Much Ado About Nothing, Don Pedro says to Benedict, "Good morrow, Benedict. Why, what's the matter? That you have such a February face, so full of frost, of storm and cloudiness." Isn't it interesting what our face reveals about us? Our face is, as they say, an open book for all the world to read. Do we wear a February face, all the while claiming to possess the joy of the Lord? Well, the Holy Spirit wants to manifest His fruit of joy through our countenance as well as every other part of our life. So check your spiritual mirror and discover what others are seeing. This is David Jeremiah encouraging you to get on the road to new life. Discover God's reflection on Route 66.
Route 66, driving the word home. Log on to Route66Life.com and get your roadmap for life. Route 66. Start your journey home today.
You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA, The Spirit.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Our special guest, Sarah Heiner. She's President and CEO of Bottom Line Health, and we are talking to her today about your health and toxins and how it's not just impacting yours, but your children's health. And, I know, as I said earlier, we tend to get more, upset about our kids than we do ourselves, but, our kids need us as parents and grandparents to help them live long life. And, talking about long life, Sarah, there was a day in time, in biblical times, when, Noah lived some 950 years. Of course, Methuselah beat him out 969 years. We don't have that kind of longevity anymore, as you well pointed out. But you have developed a website because you want to help people live longer and to live pretty healthy lives. We don't have the kinds of soil that these men had to extend their lives. They didn't have the pesticides that we deal with now. and all of the ingredients. They didn't have lotions and things like that, but here we are. Our progression has progressed us into the grave earlier. But you have developed, and I think it's a remarkable website. I've been plundering around on it now for a couple of days, and there's a plethora of information on here and how you have it broken down. I want you to kind of navigate us through that, because I know that not everyone is looking at the computer screen right now. So, just if you can just kind of navigate us through it and tell us, if we go to bottomlinehealth.com or bottomlinestore.com, what are we going to find there?
Well, so bottomlinehealth.com. So we are primarily, and have been for over 40 years, we're a privately held family business, actually. And we have for over 40 years provided expert-driven information. And the whole mission of the company is that we want to provide expert advice that empowers people in their lives, because it is so confusing. So whereas many news organizations, they'll tell you the headline of the news that there's a Zika virus that's out there. Okay, so now you should just be afraid. We tell you what to do about it. If they tell you there's a new drug that's out there for something, doesn't mean, we tell you, what does that mean? Should you be the first online to vaccinate your children with a new vaccine, or should you wait a while? Or depending on who you are, what your body's makeup is, or other medications you're on, should you even consider taking that at all? Again, it's so confusing out there.
Right.
So all of our information, we interview the top experts in their fields, and then we edit it very actionably. So what does it mean to me? What should I do about it, step by step by step? That helps people be able to make decisions for them.
And you simplify it for us, right?
I try to make it as simple as possible. Yes,
I noticed that.
When people hand me copy and I review copy, I say, 3 syllables maximum.
Well,
nothing too fancy.
Well, because it does get overwhelming a little bit, because those of us, this is legalese to you. I mean, it's common ease. You are used to these terminologies. For the common layperson is not.
Right.
And so these, this can frighten, a layperson away. Like, okay, this is way over my head. But we have to be proactive about our health these days. And so, when I go to a website, I want to see, I'm already interested. What do we do for the Zika virus?
The Zika virus is, there are some non-toxic repellents, so like essential oils that will repel mosquitoes. I mean, I think, frankly, I think they don't know yet. I think they don't yet understand it fully. I don't think they know the long term.
Right.
So at the moment, I'm not jumping on a plane, frankly, to go to South America or Central America, nor am I sending my kids there to do it.
Right.
I try not to put, you don't want to live, as you said, like in a hermit and put yourself into a bubble, right?
Right.
But it doesn't mean you don't make smart choices about things,
exactly.
Because you do have to protect yourself. And I really am a skeptic when it comes to the news and the top-line news that comes out, because it takes a while for things to percolate through. So, again, a new drug, a new vaccine, it takes a while. When they test that, they test those things on a very small segment of people, right? They don't necessarily test them on kids. They don't test them on women. Most things are tested on men. So, and women's bodies work differently than men's. They just do. We metabolize differently.
Right.
We have different hormone levels in our body.
Or they test them on animals, and we work differently than animals.
Exactly. We really, we're not a rat.
Right. We're not.
So, and then they extrapolate those results. So, in general, I'm never first online. But for, if your arm's falling off, you have last resort to me, and, our kind of philosophy is last resort is drugs and surgery, not necessarily first resort.
Right.
Because, again, what do they really know about it? And I'm giving a speech in a couple months, and I'm working on a speech about, the most important thing people can ask is why. Why are you recommending that treatment? Why are you recommending that medication? Because you need to understand it, because there are 500,000 people who die every year in hospitals because of medical errors.
Wow.
And that includes drugs.
Do you have time to stick with us for another segment?
I would love to.
All right.
I'm enjoying talking to you.
All right. We'll be back. Don't go away. Sarah Heiner, our very special guest, talking about toxins and more today.
WFIA, The Spirit.
The LA Times says Kentucky Kingdom's newest coaster, Storm Chaser, is a contender for the best coaster of the year, and USA Today calls it one of the most anticipated coasters of the year. Let's hear what the theme park engineering and design students from Purdue University have to say.
I'm so out of breath right now.
Fantastic. Right. I'm giving 12 out of 10. 10. Fantastic.
Unbelievable. Incredible. It was so good. That first drop is amazing.
Storm Chaser, only at Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay. KentuckyKingdom.com for special offers.
When you're a kid, monsters live under your bed. When you're a grown-up, monsters come in the mail. You know, bills. But by refinancing your mortgage with Quicken Loans, you could save hundreds of dollars each month. Money you can use to shrink those monstrous bills down to a size that's not nearly as scary. To learn how, call 800-QUICKEN today or visit us online at QuickenLoans.com. Here's one more thing that can help put your mind at ease. For 6 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the second year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call us at 800-QUICKEN and buy in. Again, that number is 800-QUICKEN. Quicken Loans. Home buy, refi, power. Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
You know how I love to bring only the best to you because I take care of you, my listenership. That is why I just get broken out about Better by Design. The more I see, the more I hear about Bob Leonard, the more impressed I become. If you will just look at a finished product after the builder has gotten through and you talk to that builder about how easy it was to build one of Bob's designs, you just are, like me, broken out. I don't care if it's a home, I don't care if it's a commercial building or a church building that he has done. He gets nothing but accolades and praise. That's why I love recommending him to you. If you are thinking about building or renovating, upscaling, just make sure you call my friend Bob Leonard, Better by Design, 502-741-2748. That's 741-2748. Or visit him online at bbd-plans.com.
This is Hugh Hewitt for the townhall.com Weekend Journal. In a fast-paced world, you want more than just facts. You want insight on the news that's shaping the world around you. Get it from Bill Bennett, Mike Gallagher, Dennis Prager, Michael Medved, and me. I'm your host each week on the townhall.com Weekend Journal. Give us an hour. We'll give you all the week's events from a perspective you can trust.
Stay informed with Town Hall Weekend Journal. Saturday evenings at 8 and Sunday afternoons at 4 on AM 900 WFIA. The Spirit. You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA. The Spirit.
Today, I'm bringing you Sarah Heiner. She is the president and CEO of Bottom Line Health, and I'm telling you, the more I talk to her, the more impressed I'm becoming. But I want you not to take my word for it. I want you to go to their website and check it out for yourself. It's as I'm surfing everything that you have here. It's just I'm just bogging down in it because it's just a plethora of information. It's so good. I don't want to go on to the next ones, Sarah, but I wanted you to share some of this with the listening audience so that they can get a glimpse of what I'm seeing here, because I love it that, you know, your category of health and wellness, for instance, you know, you have everything from anti-aging, brain health, cancer, diabetes, heart, life hacks. I'm going to let you talk about that one. Medicines and prescriptions, natural healing, health care, women's health. You know, I mean, you cover the gamut here. You really have done extensive research and you have experts in place that talk about these things. But tell us, just give us what, you know, a little synopsis of what you mean by life hacks.
Well, life hacks, so in our publications, we've got some things that are longer, like, you know, symptoms that you need to watch out for, you know, quiet symptoms of a heart attack or something like that. So we have longer articles. And then we have just kind of little tidbits of knowledge.